All right, man, what's good? I'm back for another YouTube video. I know it's been 6 days, and I was supposed to post a video on Friday, but things got there has been a few life things that has been going on, which uh, threw me off my course a little bit. But I'm back. I'm here to review Almost Popular, which I saw yesterday at Times Square. It was a live Q&A. But the video that I was supposed to make Thursday, I'm still gonna make it. I'm gonna make it right after this video and then post that tomorrow and post this today. So word, just stay tuned for that. But yeah, Almost Popular. I wasn't planning on seeing this movie. Like, I saw the trailer and I'm like, okay, this looks fun, but like I'm not really gonna go out of my way if it's not in my like two main theaters. But then I saw a TikTok about one of the actors saying, if you're in NYC, come pull up to the live Q&A. So I'm like, live Q&A. I checked. It's the one in Times Square, which, doesn't have the best reputation. But based on my experience after going last night, they fixed the seats. Or at least the auditorium that I was in was nice and clean looking. So, it didn't feel dirty or none of that. So thank heavens for that, because that theater is known for having bed bugs. But I think ever since they renovated with the new seats and shit, everything's like A-okay. So W. So yeah, it was very impulsive, but I'm glad I did it because I ended up having a really good time. The movie itself, with this is a movie review, but a little side tangent. The actors were there. I took a picture with one of them, Isabella Ferreira, who was also in Netflix's Incoming, with Mason Thames, who, Black Phone 2 is coming out. Very excited for that. She was really sweet and nice. I kind of just like I go up the escalator, and I see her. She's chatting to a few people. So I'm like, all right, I'm gonna wait. Her family was there. So I was like, all right, let me, word. Then I go up. She was having a conversation when I went up. She stopped her conversation for a sec and then said hi. I said hi. Can I get a photo? So I did get a flick. So that was cool. I'll post the picture on my TikTok. Go follow that. The link to my TikTok will be in the description of this video and my Instagram. So if you want to see the picture, check my TikTok, because I'm gonna post that today. But yeah, she was really nice. She was really sweet. I thought she would be taller. I don't know, for some reason I always think people look taller than they actually are. I was like, I thought she would be like hovering over me, I'm not gonna lie. But I was taller than her, so that's good. I mean, I'm not short, I'm an average height, but she just looked like taller. But thankfully I was taller, so thank heavens for that. But in terms of the movie, it's about these two friends. What are their names? I don't remember their names, I'm not gonna lie. Hold on one second. Got it. Susie and Bobby, played by Ruby Rose Turner and Reed Miller. They're the main characters. They're best friends. Bobby's gay, Susie's kind of a nerd, and their whole thing is they want to be popular. So they end up buying TikTok followers, and everything just gets crazy and out of pocket. This movie, honestly, it reminds me of a lot of like Mean Girls. There's this like group of like popular girls that are like assholes. The main one being Vicky, and Vicky's mom is like Regina's mom from Mean Girls. They have their own little clique. And then we have another girl, Renee, played by Isabella Ferreira. She is a part of like the popular girl group, but she ends up, helping Bobby and Susie to take down Vicky, because Renee has a crush on one of the football players named Dave, played by Elijah M. Cooper. And essentially Vicky was threatening Renee and shit, saying that she was gonna expose Dave because he wrote like love letters to Renee and shit. So yeah, essentially it's just Renee helping Susie and Bobby get back at Vicky, and that's pretty much it. Um, this movie is very, it has a lot of jokes. It has a lot of political jokes, which for the most part, I got all of them because I'm well versed, well educated. But yeah, this movie was fun. It was fun. I had a good time. It's not like super Mean Girls ish. Like there's obviously some, you could tell they even mention Mean Girls in the movie. But for what it is, it stands on its own 2 feet. There's this little side thing with Siri like talking to the characters, which was cool. Some of the camera angles was very intense. I was literally in the front row because I wanted to be word. But luckily the screen was back enough to the point where I wasn't breaking my neck looking up. But yeah, this movie was fun. It was fun. I didn't think it would be bad, but I didn't have super high expectations for it. But I ended up coming out pretty happy with the product. You know what I'm saying? And yeah, I mean the theater that I was with, they ate it up, so that was cool. And overall, it was fun, bruh. It was a very eventful night. There was honestly, I feel like me and the person I was with, we were like the only like regular dudes there because everyone else was just a bunch of chicks. So we definitely stuck out a lot, but thankfully we put that shit on. We dressed for the occasion. You feel what I'm saying? And yeah, I'm sorry if I don't have much to say about the movie itself, more about my experience going into it, because it was a live Q&A, so that was the main thing. In terms of the Q&A part, that was also fun. Everybody got their little moment to yap, the director, all that shit, the writer. They answered a few audience member questions. I didn't have a question, but word. And overall, the vibes were just, it was good vibes, bro. It was good vibes in that theater, which is crazy because the last time I went to that theater was when I saw Miller's Girl. I think it was last year. And that first impression sucked because the theater I was in was disgusting looking. But the one thing I still don't like about the Empire 25, it is a labyrinth, bro. It's a damn maze. Like the layout of the theater is one of the most disabled layouts I have ever seen. It is easy to get lost in there, bro. But even like on the way out, me and the person I was with, we almost had a stroke because we didn't know where to go. So that was rough. But besides that, I would say that theater redeemed itself. Would I go again? Not if the only time I will ever go to that theater is if it's a Q&A and it's someone that I would want to see. That's about it. Or a movie that I would really want to see and can't because it's not in like my main 2 theaters. But yeah, Empire 25 definitely redeemed itself for sure. Auditorium 13, that's the auditorium we was in, and that's the best auditorium probably. There is an IMAX and Dolby in that theater, M Prime, which I've never been to that format before. But in terms of like just a regular screening, a regular auditorium 13 was really nice. They had like the IMAX seats from Lincoln Square 13. And overall, the layout of that theater was really clean looking, very spacious. Like I felt like it felt very luxurious, which was surprising. But yeah, man, I had a really fun time. That's it for August. No more August movies. Now we're going into September. The thing I'm most hyped about is probably Demon Slayer. And in terms of the review, like after this, these 2 videos that I'm gonna drop, the next review I do will probably be on September 3rd, when Wednesday season 2 part 2 comes out. I'll make a review for that. And word, that's about it, man. Today's my last day. I've been posting for 31 days on TikTok, so I'm very happy. I feel very accomplished, and I'm gonna, I'm excited for this journey. The great lock-in. We're in the last 4 months of the year. The great lock-in is here. And I can't wait for what's to come for me in the future. Word. That's about it, man. This has been my review for Almost Popular. Go check it out. Type shit. I'm the Hero Light Legend, Tyree Figueroa, signing out. Peace.